Hello, friends. It's the Carnivore Rabbi. A rabbi is a teacher and source of inspiration, and that's what this channel provides for carnivores of all faiths. Welcome. Recently came across a great Winston Churchill quote. He said, "Men occasionally stumble over the truth, but most of them pick themselves up and hurry off as if nothing happened." He could have been talking about the carnivore diet, couldn't he have? I can't tell you how many people I've told about this way of eating. And initially, they are intrigued, really intrigued. The truth is, most people like meat. Now, some people have convinced themselves that they don't like the taste of meat, that it's really unhealthy, that they have meat aversions. But in general, most people absolutely love meat. Think about it. Why else would we want veggie burgers? If you love vegetables, why would you want it in the form of a burger? Why do people buy all this fake meat? Why do people want the taste of meat if they don't want the meat itself? It's because people love it. That makes some people open to the carnivore diet. And then they see people who are thriving, losing weight, looking great, getting mental clarity on the carnivore diet. They see that it works. And then they give it a try. And they love it for a couple of days. And then they stop. It's too hard. It's too inconvenient. I can't go and have a drink with my buddies anymore. And they stop. Researchers say that 95% of diets fail. And in my estimation, I think close to 90% of people who try the carnivore diet don't sustain it. I have no way of knowing if this is absolutely certain. It's just in my general experience and anecdotal evidence. And the truth is that it's incredibly sad. And I wonder why. Why can't people stick with it? What is it about this way of eating that makes it hard for people to really get going and stick with it? Now, once you've done it for a while, it's much easier to stick with it. But getting going, those first few weeks, is there any magic bullet that can truly help them? These are the two questions. Why can't people stick with it? And is there any really extraordinary way to help people do so? Because it's about healing. It's about saving humanity, healing humanity. The first reason it's hard is that we don't like to change. I've said this before. There are two major causes for change: inspiration and desperation. Most people change because of desperation. It could be a real health problem. Witness Bill Knott in Alaska, who Carrie is interviewing this week. He really needed to change. Or it could be another situation, fighting cancer and trying a fasting protocol. When it's life and death, we're willing to do really hard things because crisis can lead to change. That's human psychology. The crisis creates an energy and a will to push through the resistance. So an average person who's doing just fine or okay doesn't really want to change. They don't have the energy, the desire. They may have the desire, but they don't have the true will to change. They wait. Now, is there a way to push the average person to change? Honestly, I don't think so. There is no silver bullet. I think the most important thing we can do is keep talking about it. Keep talking about the carnivore way of eating. Keep sharing success stories. It's why I started a YouTube channel. It's why I talk about the carnivore diet whenever I can. It's why I write about it. You can't force anybody to change. Anyone who is a parent knows this. Kids, you can encourage them. You can use incentives. You can use all types of behavioral encouragement. In the end, a child makes his or her own decisions. That's how it works. So, if we can't get people to change without a crisis, at least we can show that this way of eating is an option when those crises do, and they will. As a rabbi, I know that no life escapes difficulty, tragedy, crisis. That's the human condition. It's how we respond to them that matters the most. So if people know that carnivore is an option when they go through a difficulty, we will get more people to embrace this transformative way of eating. Remember that. And also remember that we have to keep things simple. We live in a YouTube world, many of you watching this, and you know what the lion diet is, what ketovore is, so forth. Most people don't. So we need to keep the carnivore diet simple and keep it basic, which it is. This is the simplest and most powerful and most transformative way of eating. Let's highlight those qualities. Don't make it more complex than it has to be. Don't talk about, oh, I make carnivore pancakes and carnivore pizza. For some people, that's great, but it sometimes overcomplicates what is a simple, basic, natural way of eating. Another reason people won't change, the social pressure. This is real, and this is hard. I was listening to a video with a fasting expert. It was really interesting. She was talking about OMAD, 1 meal a day, intermittent fasting, and she was great. And she was a top fasting coach. And she talked about one of the most difficult parts of fasting for her, who is a coach, this is her livelihood, is when she's socializing with her friends and they're having a drink. And she feels totally out of place because she doesn't drink alcohol. She'll bring a kombucha or sparkling water. But this is her way of living, and even she feels uncomfortable and a little bit awkward when she's not participating with her friends. Take this for somebody who's just trying the carnivore diet for the first time, and it can feel really awkward. Human beings are social animals. That doesn't mean everybody is outgoing and extroverted. It means that we have a basic need to connect with other people. And one of the ways we do that is food and drink. And so when we are doing something totally different from the norm, it can be very psychologically taxing. Is there an easy way out of this? Again, no. Unless you happen to be somebody who prefers solitude, and there are some people like that, but even then, we still yearn for human connection. It's very hard. My best advice, there's two pieces of advice. First, seek out other carnivores. It's the best. The carnivore community is an extraordinary group of people, and it's only growing. So seek out other carnivores. The second reminder is that in the end, after a while, most people don't care about what you eat and drink. They don't. They may look at you funny for a minute or two. It may cause some awkward conversation, but after a while, people just go back to normal. That's how the world works. Most people are more concerned with themselves than they are with other people. But if the only thing you have in common with a friend in a relationship is that you like to eat and drink together, maybe that's not the best friendship. Maybe focus on what really brings people together, shared ideas, shared values, shared ideals, shared community service, things that really bring people together. Food and drink is a means to an end of good, harmonious relationships. So don't worry so much about sticking out. It'll go away. That's been my experience. Now, the truth is, some people just don't care about what other people think. That's an even greater superpower. Some people can say, I don't care what other people think of me. If that's you, great. That makes carnivore a lot easier. But if you do worry about the social aspect of it, just let it be. It will pass. Ultimately, if you have a true relationship, a good relationship with that person, you will be able to get through the awkward stages. Third big problem, cravings. Cravings. Now, sugar, carbs are incredibly addictive. Not many people talk about this. Old Guy Carnivore talks about it a lot, which is great. But the truth is, we are eating regularly, the standard American diet is filled with the most addictive substances in the world. So it's very hard to give it up. In fact, Dr. Anthony Chaffee talks about plants want to kill you. And I thought it was a cute tagline, but it's actually really true. Think about all the most addictive substances in the world, or addictive behaviors. They all start with a plant. Heroin, cocaine, alcohol, they're all plant-based. Plants addict us to hurt us. And no wonder it's truly hard to give up the foods that we grow up eating. That makes it really difficult to stick with this way of eating. Is there a way to get through it? You're going to have to go through a hard period. That's all. That's the true bottom line. The real truth is that the first few weeks of carnivore can be very difficult, and I can understand why some people give up. You're going to get a keto headache. That's where you're depriving yourself of that addictive substance that you've lived on for so long, so you'll get a headache. You'll probably have diarrhea because you're getting much more fat than you used to, and you're going to be irritable. But if you get through that first part, it gets easier and easier. Many things in life require some sacrifice at the beginning. Think about becoming a doctor even. You got to go to medical school for 4 years, residency for 4 years. It costs a whole bunch of money. Law school, any major profession, any job. You've got to become a carpenter. You've got to become a house builder. It takes learning skills. It's hard. In some ways, that is the human condition. That's the way we're born. We have to go through, going through the birth canal is a traumatic experience. We experience hardship to emerge stronger. And that's the truth with the carnivore diet. Should you go cold turkey and do it all at once? Just stop the standard American diet, start eating meat, and that's it? Or should you gradually transition into it? This is a big issue in the carnivore community. When you're coming from keto, it's a lot easier to make a quick transition. It's a lot easier to just stop eating keto and start eating meat. That's what I did. And I didn't have to go through the keto flu where you get a headache. But for somebody who is on the standard American diet and just wants to start carnivore right away, I think it depends on your personality. If you're the kind of personality, if you're the kind of person that's burn the ships, we're here to stay, Cortez in the New World, then maybe you should just go right into carnivore. Some people really succeed with that. You build up some energy and you just plow through the difficult parts. Other people, it's better to transition. Do it over 6-7 weeks. This is what Bart Kay says. Again, I think it depends on your personality. To me, the people that I've seen who are successful, it all comes down to mindset. They prepare themselves to get through the difficult times, and they do it. It doesn't take a huge amount of intelligence. It doesn't take even a huge amount of willpower. It takes a mindset that I will get through the difficult parts. Willpower is a function of energy. Willpower is this vague concept. I like to think of mindset. If you tell yourself you will get through this, you can get through the difficult times. Yes, you may have a headache. Yes, you may have diarrhea, but you're doing it for yourself. You're doing it for your health. You're doing it for your future. You can get through this. It's not easy. It's not easy, and it's not good to be too hard on yourself. If you don't get it the first time, just get back up and do it again. But remember, no pain, no gain. There is difficulty. You will have to get through it. And that's why we're here. People on YouTube who believe in you, who know that when you embrace this way of eating, you can transform your life.